my name is Anna, and I'm a singer.
Hi, my name is Peyton, and I'm a dancer.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back and together and awake at 5 o'clock in the morning for a very special first comeback reaction. We will be reacting to Just Be.
Yes, so Just Be is back today with their first ever comeback called TikTok. In case you didn't know, our affection for them has grown a lot since we first reacted to their debut a couple months ago. Yeah.
We'll just leave it there.
But obviously we've watched all the teasers that have led up to this.
It's somehow connected, but like, not sure how.
We'll try to figure it out. Anyways, let's go!
Let's go!
Yeah.
Oh! Heartbeat. Are they androids?
Yeah, can I try that?
Huh? It is a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't tell if I was an inhale or exhale with breath.
I couldn't either.
Oh no!
So serious. I can't stop smiling.
Oh, I'm just like overly concerned. I'm like, are they okay? I mean, they're obviously not okay.
What?
Oh, the background.
Wow!
Oh, okay, this is how it leads into this. It's like a bomb.
Oh. Literally.
Yeah, it's like they're holding like a
Grenade.
count. Yeah, or something.
Whispers.
I know. Wow!
Wow!
Oh no!
Is he being chased by the masks?
Oh!
Oh, and
yeah,
Butterflies.
butterflies. I'm still kind of confused about how it might connect though.
I'm wondering if they like mirror cells. There's a lot of mirroring in noise.
Oh no. I just keep saying that.
I know. I am okay. So watching Just Be dance is my like most recent obsession. I'm so happy right
No,
now.
there was just a mirror moment.
There's a lot of them. There's so many.
I know, but that one was so explicit. Not in the dance, but in the music
Yeah,
video.
yeah. I'm in the music video.
Oh, I heard.
What happens when it hits 0? New question.
I think we're...
Oh!
Oh!
It is yours!
Yeah.
I just got goosebumps.
Because the password was 1001 too.
Oh. Boom.
Virtual reality.
We're like watching. It's like Android songs.
Is this even real? Because it like previewed and it came out. Are the ones where they're like in those pods with the glasses on, goggles on? Is that like virtual reality?
I don't know.
So they're living like simulations of that?
I have a lot of emotions right now, and I liked it a lot. So like honestly, I don't know how much sense my comments are gonna make, but let's talk about a couple of things and they're dancing because I'm obsessed. So let's just start with like what we kept talking about in the music video, the mirroring. There is a lot of mirroring in the dance where they'll split sides of the stage and do like reflective of each other. I think the very first time they do it is in the pre-chorus when it's just Bain and Jimin. Their nicknames are gonna come out a lot in this. That like sort of sets the tone because it's so early in the dance for what to expect later in the dance, especially since we're aware of the concept. But it happens other times. Like another one that I found really compelling storytelling, especially for the storyline, as you know, we're trying to figure out what the storyline is, was in the bridge when Doyeom is singing, because they're in an X and he's sort of the center of the X and they're like flipping back and forth, and I was reading it as he's like the cross, like the midpoint between the two worlds or something, because it switches from one side to the other and then breaks that way. And I don't know, maybe I've just watched a lot of horror films, but I was thinking about when like the mirror side or like the shadow side like breaks out, that's like where in the dance it happened for me, sort of like there'd been a struggle before then. But obviously in the music video too, there's a lot of mirroring, like Gangwoo is literally in a room full of mirrors. Sangwoo sees himself, even like the logo for the whole thing, like TikTok, it's not reflected, it's mirrored. One is real, one is not. We're trying to decide if it's virtual reality, if it's like an android self, because it also is somehow related to the first one, because in the trailer they had Shuji taking the medicine and having like flashbacks to being in the facility. So basically the TLDR of the concept is they're setting it up to be a really long storyline that you have to be like invested in. So we're not really supposed to understand it fully right now. But back to the dance. So something else that I really wanted to talk about for the dance though, that I also mentioned in our reaction to their debut, is just how grounded it is. And not grounded like I usually mean in like a heavy way, but it's so connected to the floor, which is so impressive to see, because like in dancing, that's something that's really important in order to advance further, because when you are really using the floor and not just dancing on top of it, but like you're rolling through your feet, or like when you bend your knees, you're feeling it all the way down, you're sending your energy through the floor, it actually helps you move more efficiently, and so you can do more in like shorter amounts of time, you can do more advanced movements, you can be more centered, and it's just so apparent when you watch them dance how connected to the floor they are, and it's so impressive. But it also makes those moments that are more floated, or like the few jumps that they have, or like the really popping moments, stand out that much more because so much of their movement is settled in a good way. The last thing that I wanted to talk about for their dancing, since I know that I'll ramble otherwise, was the space between their movements, because I think it's especially important here since it's like TikTok, and it sort of reminded me of like the space between seconds, because it was really minute, but it's just because their isolations are so clean, and it sticks out the most in the chorus obviously, but especially in the second one when they're doing it with their hands and their shoulders, because there's so much opposing movement with what hand is being moved, what shoulder is being moved, where their legs are, and how they're moving up and down, but there's space in between each of those. They're not letting it blend into each other. And I think that that's one, really impressive, but two, helps the whole dance sort of portray the concept a lot better. And so that really stuck out to me, and that happens throughout the entire dance. But yeah, I'm just kind of obsessed, like I said in the reaction, watching them dance is like my new hobby. I just rewatch their dance practices and their covers like daily, multiple times. And I just really liked it. I was really excited about this, and I am very happy right now. So Anna's turn!
Okay, hi, it's my turn for comments. I guess I can start with like just chronological order of the song. So the intro build up, obviously it's a build up like into the entire song, like energy level that it's gonna be at. And you said in the reaction that it like, oh, it's heartbeat sounds. Yes, it's heartbeat sounds, but it's also combined with sort of like a timer, not like the tick 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 of a timer, but some sort of countdown, because like in the background you hear like a distorted voice saying warning repeatedly, so it is. And it's like the ones at a facility, because they were at a facility, are still at a facility, where it's like super detached and monotone, sort of lifeless voices. It's kind of creepy, ominous. Anyways, moving on. Next, I'm going to talk about the chorus a little bit. One thing that I like is like there's slight differences throughout the song, even though it is like a song that's kind of on the shorter side, but that keeps things interesting, even though parts will be repeated, because there are slight differences. So like one of them is the difference between the first versus second chorus. In the first chorus, they do kind of like a delayed drop. And usually when you talk about delayed drops, it's like by like one, maybe two beats. But the thing is with this one, it's after like an entire phrase. Even though that phrase still is part of the chorus, you hear the pre-chorus build up, and then they start singing the line, but then the line feels like it's halfway there, and then after that phrase ends, it goes fully into like all the rest of the instrumental that happens, and it does feel like it drops a little bit more. So I like that like sort of delay for the first chorus, because one, there's still more room for growth at that point in the song, but also it's kind of like building that tension and suspense, like a ticking, I don't want to say time bomb, but like their hands look like they're holding a bomb. And it isn't like that in the second chorus. In the second chorus, it just goes straight into like the full-fledged instrumental. But speaking of the pre-chorus build-up, the pre-chorus build-up is like these layered background vocal harmonies of the line, which is beautiful. Voices are beautiful, but they have those kind of like background harmonies throughout the rest of the song as well. Like they have it at the end of the chorus, they have it in just like random moments like a bridge as well. Sometimes there would just be like a line that's harmonized with the melody, but then other times it'll be sort of like layered. Like the one in the pre-chorus, it's like moving up in like a specific motion or moving down in a specific motion, which once again is sort of like a countdown, like a timer sort of countdown thing. Other things in the song, like generally there's a lot of, like I said, little details. So then like background noises sort of effects. For one thing, they use a lot of more like electronic techno sounding synths in this, a lot of distortions, obviously because the song is called TikTok, a lot of sort of like ticking sounds, like countdown sounds. This is besides like there is a pretty like heavy deep bass that's happening. Like one great example of this is the start of the second verse, and the start of the second verse is kind of these like connection sounds, I call them. I'm just thinking of the trailer with like all the hanging loose wires. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is like the main line, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. It's a descending line, so it's moving down in pitch. But first TikTok to the second TikTok, it's like a leap. So like there's a lot of notes in between going down. But then the second TikTok to the last TikTok, the third one, it's a half step. So sort of like that chromaticism is really off-putting. So it's like less time, but also it's like ominous because you know something bad is about to happen when the timer gets to 0. But anyways, my comments are done. All the constructive ones are done. I also really love them, and now I'm giving us like a little bit of time to fangirl together because wow, we love them.
They're so cute.
I don't think y'all realize, like literally after we filmed that reaction to their debut music video, we learned their names and faces and everything
in like an hour.
Less than an hour.
Which doesn't happen, is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, even when we like new groups, we like learn them slowly over time.
But
we like sat down with their profile and the video up
we
and
were like studying.
Who are you?
Yeah, because by then their studio tune was out. So we were
my
like,
god.
The hair and everything was different too. So we were like, who's who?
Oh man, it was a lot. I think that we have both seen every video they've put out, like every interview they've done, every cover. We're both subscribed to their VLive channel.
We love
They're
them.
so talented.
I know.
And they're also really cute, which is why I kept smiling despite
They're
the fact
cute.
that there was a lot of like dark things happening.
I mean, that's why I kept just saying like only thing out of my mouth was like, oh no.
I just remember that moment when Toyeon was on the bed and like all of the black
was coming
and I was just like, he's so cute, and then I was like, oh, something's coming for him.
No, I noticed the mist and I was like, no, it was hurting Toyomi.
They're so cute.
Kim Sang-woo.
Oh. Anyways, we love them.
But it's technically my turn to TLDR. So TLDR for this is, first of all, congratulations to Just Be on their very first comeback. Clearly they're going somewhere with a storyline in this music video. We have attempted to understand it, but not really sure how well that went. But as you can clearly see from our comments and our reaction, and especially the end that just happened, we love them so much and they are amazingly talented, and I don't know what else to say. We're really excited for these promotions. More content!
More content! Okay, so anyway, if you also love Just Be and we're really excited for this comeback and are excited for these promotions and for where they're going in the future, and you want to talk about it more with us, please talk about it more with us. Find us on our socials, linked in the cards. We actually like talk about them a lot over there, so like come find us. And if you enjoyed this reaction video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and bye!